What's going on, Aquarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an awesome week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, check it out. I'm back. And that's because you're back. You keep coming back, you're liking, you're sharing, making the soul tribe grow. I appreciate you. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy your higher self has brought you here. You are in for an amazing journey. Now, what I'm going to be doing this week is a tarot card reading for the week of November 6th through the 12th. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So, with that being said, let's jump into, well, the transition wasn't as flawless as I wanted it to be, but we're still back. We can transition, and that's enough to celebrate. You want to know what else we're celebrating? The fact that I'm going to be pulling 15 cards, and they're going to be in 5 groups of 3. You like that? The middle group is going to represent the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corners are going to be some future outcomes that you might be considering. The bottom left is going to be some perspectives that you might be thinking about in relationship to the nature of the problem. And then finally, the bottom right will be whatever messages your higher self would like you to know. All right, calm down there, buddy. And in case you all were curious, I'm using Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The imagery on these cards are super cool, so I'll make sure to show you those all throughout. But without further ado, higher self, what do we have in store for Aquarius this week? Let me get your cards pulled, and we will get to it. Nice. Okay. Ah, my girl, we gotta stop that. Hey. Ooh, okay. All right, we're cranking it up to the Aquarius. I see. Whoa. All right. Okay. I dig it. Hold on now. Okay. Let me get these cards straightened up, and I'll tell you why I'm so excited. Because this is cool. So many. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Hold up. Oh, it's a party, Aquarius. Okay. Yeah, let's get into this, 'cause this is cool. All right. So, for the nature of your problem this week, pulled the Lovers. And then the cards that came along with it are the Knight of Cups and the Princess of Disc. All right. So, for the nature of your problem this week, with it being the Lovers, I feel like we're in this place where we need to get more in touch with our, I feel like we need to get more kind of imaginative, kind of creative with our energies. With the Lovers card, this is a card of inspiration, of intuition, of imagination, of innovation. Oh, I think that's all the I words. But that's what the Lovers is about. It's very kind of a very spiritual energy. I like to honestly think it, especially with it being the nature of your problem. I also like to think of it as your higher self kind of winking at you. Because think of this as, this is you here, both of these people. Because the Lovers is about like our masculine and our feminine sides. We both have them in, we both. You, me, and everybody else. We have both of those sides in us, and this is kind of that coming to of those contradictory energies being in one body, and that coming together into that perfect being there, your higher self. And that's where I feel like this is your higher self kind of coming across as like, with whatever we're getting ready to attempt this week, whether it's because I'm feeling with the Princess of Disc and the Knight of Cups, you're getting ready to it's really more so with her that you're getting ready to pour something. You're getting ready to birth something. Really. And you know what? While I said that, and you know what? Since the Lovers is here, let's talk about it. Because I've always referred to this. This is the alchemical marriage, and I know we all see that she's showing here. And if you can't, there it is. But that's just to say, if we're expecting, if we're planning, then this is a good time and/or congratulations. And if we are not, let's be mindful, because she's a very fertile card. And you know what? let me talk about her for a minute. Because with the Princess of Disc, she's so pregnant with life. She's my card of fecundity. And like she has so much nurturing energy, so much love, so much life that she wants to pour into this grove here. She's taking all this imaginative, intuitive energy that she has in her, and she's pouring it into the ground here. And I don't know if you can see this, the ground here, it's all lit up because she's got big things coming. And she's also on this altar here that she's on. That's the altar of Demeter, and that's the goddess of the harvest. So when I say she's getting ready to pour and make this is about to be abundant city. Just that's what she is. That's what Princess of Disc does. She brings it because she's pouring all of this, and she's trusting herself. You know, she's at this place where she's feeling confident, and she just, when she knows, because out of all the places, you're really going to pour into a barren forest. You don't want to make something else more lush. No, she wants to take this and make it hers, and make this, and really just kind of do some really good manifesting. And you know what? She's been watching the news, watching the celestial news, because she knows what's going on with this energy, and she really wants to pour out to this stuff. But I feel like with the Knight of Cups coming up here, with this being the nature of your problem, let's talk about all the good things, but what's the problem, Justin? The problem is that I feel like we're not relying on that. We're not trusting our higher selves. We're not tapping into our spirituality. We're not using our intuition. And I feel like that's got you in a kind of a weird place here, because it's got you feeling uncomfortable. Because with the Knight of Cups, his deal is, he's supposed to represent the ocean. So look at this. You're still bringing mad energy, Aquarius. But the problem with him is he loves focusing on the brilliance of the ocean here. That's what this peacock represents. And what are peacocks if not just brilliant? And what they do, you know, they're often, I don't know if you've had the pleasure of seeing a peacock dance, but I mean, they're so extra in what they do. But it's beautiful. And that's where the the Knight of Cups likes. He loves reveling in all that beauty, all this joy, this lover stuff, this Ten of Cups, this fortune here. Empress, we're going to talk about all that in a minute. See, look at it. He's already trying to skip the nature of your problem. He's a sneaky fit. I see you. You know what? While you're focusing on all that energy and try to dodge things, and this is more for the Knight of Cups, not at you, Aquarius, but for both of you, in the instance for both of you, if we have been dodging this, if we've not been really, because it's just like, Capricorn had a similar problem, where it's like the nature of their problem had to deal with like something to deal with intuition, and like dealing with, it was the Priestess, and it was kind of like it was like, I told them, it's like, you know, it's like trying to explain to someone how to be funny. It's just something that you just know how to do, and it's in all of us. We can all do it. That's the thing. It's not that, and like I told Capricorn, it's not like I'm telling you in order to get in touch with your spirituality, go out and buy yourself a Aleister Crowley Thoth deck and let's start dealing the cards and painting your future. No, I'm just saying whatever intuition looks like for you, you know, rise up to that. And whatever imagination, because you know what, it could be maybe even less about intuition, and maybe we're just having trouble seeing like creative ways of dealing with issues, and that's getting hard. You know, it's presenting itself as a challenge, and with this, I'm bringing it home. Because the strength, the crab here, this crab, not this Cancer, this crab, because this is, I'm a Cancer, we're moving on. This represents the strength of the ocean. You know, this is when he has to rise up to the occasion. I always talk about, like, he'll do it, but sometimes he's a little reluctant. It took me having to rein him in to get him up to here where now we're facing it. He's like, all right, fine, I'll bring it. Because he can bring it, Aquarius. That's the thing. And let me you know what? If you don't believe me, let's go over here. Let's go over here, because look what happens when we start getting to that creativity. Because you know what? And take that as it resonates. You know, it could either be, you know, we're just having troubles with seeing some creative ways of going about, maybe pouring in whatever this Princess of Disc, whatever this energy that you're trying to, whatever this amazingness that you're trying to feed this energy into, maybe you're having trouble seeing it from different perspectives. So, you know, get creative, get imaginative, tap into that, so that we can get to this Ten of Cups here, so that we can Queen of Disc and Queen of Swords. Look at you, regal as all get out. And I still see you, girl. Right. But Ten of Cups, I feel like it's one of those things you really take this time to just do some outside of the box thinking, because I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit on that aspect, Aquarius. You really can. I feel like you're an air sign. You know, it's one of those things you think outside the box. I have a Gemini moon. You know, it's one of those things. Huh. Huh. So listen to me when I'm talking to you. No, I'm kidding. I would never force that on you. You're in a safe space. And you know what? While I'm thinking about it, with this energy that you're bringing, I don't know, maybe it's the energies in the cosmos. I could be reading too much into it, but I have been feeling this energy shift here over these last few weeks of doing this. And I do like to feel like that because when this future stuff is coming up, this is not stuff that I'm painting. This is not me like showing you what the future has to hold. You're showing me what your future has to hold. I'm just trying to interpret it so that maybe we can come at it from a bring a fresh set of eyes on this thing. So just keep in mind, you know, that I'm getting as much from this as you are from me. You know, this is and that I greatly appreciate it, and that I would not I'm feeling this. So if I ever get like over dramatic, especially when she pops up and, you know, Queen, just bear with me. But thank you for all of that. Now let's get back on track. Because look at what you just did. You just showed me that you're filling cups, Aquarius. Look at that. Satiety. That's what the Ten of Cups is about. It's about getting that fulfillment, getting that joy, doing Princess of Disking. You know, we're taking that Princess of a Disc and what is getting us fulfilled. So that's another thing. That could be another thing too. That could be a perspective that we need to consider. What is it going to take for us to get to our happy place, so that we can get to this Ten of Cups, so that when we pour this energy into here, we're coming at this with fun, because this has become fun, because now we found a creative way to make this fun, so that we're getting this fulfillment. And with this Queen of Disc, how perfect then to bring. See this? Look at how much work you're doing. You're doing so much, Aquarius. You're trying to. Look at that. We went from a grove, and now we have like a whole. We're gonna call this a country here that you're working with. Yeah, because you have lofty dreams, and don't sell yourself short. And if you're feeling like and that's something I forgot who I mentioned this to, but it's like if you feel like you've been kind of in a rut and that things haven't been taken off, it's because you got this big vision. And know that with big visions come big rewards. So just keep that strength going, because that's what the Queen of Disc is doing. She sees this whole field for what it is. We got practice. We got practice here, pouring all our love and all our stuff in there, doing what we enjoyed, and we made a grove. And now look at how we graduated. And now we're getting to this place where, and think of that too. Think of that. Don't look at this as like because that's not how she's looking at it. About a field of like, oh my gosh, Justin, I have all this to work with. What am I even possibly going to do? No, come at it with Justin, did you see all this stuff that I got to work with? I'm about to plant this. I'm about to do that. There's going to be a force for you and abundance for you and just abundant city. And I feel like that clarity is coming, because that's what the Queen of Swords is about. You know, you're seeing the greatness that you are, because you got oh, look at all this that you're trying to cultivate right now. This is big. And I tell you, it's one of those things. I feel like you definitely give yourself more credit, you know, with this, you know, and really kind of check in with do some soul searching, because I really do feel like once you tap into this lover's energy here, that imagination, that creative energy, that you're going to, because the Queen of Swords is the liberator of the minds. This is that clarity that you just took from this situation that here. You're taking that clarity and you are showing yourself on your throne, because she's on a throne of clouds here. She's up from the heavens talking about, check out what we've done. Girl, have you seen what I've done? Yes, I'm admiring it. Yes. I don't know why you're in two different places admiring your work, but you get what I'm saying, Aquarius. You know what? And if you don't, let's move on to this future stuff, because now we're cooking. We got, abundance calling, because you got the Nine of Disc here. And the Lust card. I'm going to get to you, girl. You know how I feel about you. And you should know how I feel about you too, Aquarius, because look at this. Look at this gain that you're getting. Just another thing to throw in your abundance pile. Because you know what? We have been stacking up some heavy stuff in here this week. And I told you, you know, and again, you're in a safe space, judgment-free zone. I didn't tell you in the sense of like, haha, told you so. Which, I mean, haha, told you so. Look at the abundance that came. You know, and it's all from those lessons that we had. You were in, because you were getting it the last couple weeks. I remember it was some heavy stuff. But now look who showed up, the Empress, the Empress that you are. And let me tell you about the Empress. The Empress, and really in this, she is about good fortune, but she is about beauty, aesthetics, bossiness. She is just fantastic energy. Very, very much, very nurturing. The queens, the queen. I tell you, we just and you know, we all know that we're about to go out for tea afterwards because I love all of this. You know, this is kind of very similar stuff too. That there's just some big energy going on here. And if you look. The Lust card. The Lust card is the strength card in traditional tarot. Like it's I'm sorry to move on so abruptly. What else can I say? You're brilliant. And this is the brilliance that I want you to bring. You know, because this is I don't even know where to dig in this abundance, but this is like let people know your strength and realize the strength that you have, because this is a card of courage, of vitality, of just like, man, this is fantastic. And you know what too? While I was talking about, I don't normally do love stuff, but it just kind of popped up when you have the Lovers and the Princess of Disc here. This card could also be too a card of a great love affair. So there could just be some overall love coming in for you. But and that would absolutely make sense, because the reason I don't like focus on love readings is because if you've been taking all this time and pouring all this love into yourself here, of course love is going to, whatever you want to manifest is coming your way, because look at what you've done. Look at this. If I could take this is, wow. Let's hold on. Because do I need anything else here? No, I'm not going to force that, because you the Fool, where your head's at, sorry. The Fool, Queen of Wands, because she wanted to get into this mix, and Fortune. Come on, Aquarius. That's something that the Fool is jumping out for. This, absolutely. And if you've been having trouble getting out of bed, you know, like this is like, it's been seeming that, all this stuff is insurmountable, you know, what do I, if you've been in that, where I was saying, you know, like that, what am I going to do with all this, Justin? What could I possibly do with all of this? Show up and show out. You know, seize the day. Carpe diem. You know, that's the Fool. Because and the Fool is not just like the start of a journey. This is what I was talking about with that Lovers. Tapping in, what is that thing that when you first wake up, you're like, yes, I'm about to go tackle this, go. And I'm out of bed. Then you're working your routine around it, that thing that gets you excited. Because that is what you need to do with this. If you are feeling overwhelmed with this, let's do some meditation. You know, let's sit with this, because I can see where all of this could be overwhelming. It is a lot. If I just say like, dude, you have all this coming, and you're like, oh, okay, but wait, I have like 20 questions. Don't think too hard about it. And I feel like that's the thing too. The Lovers is not, you know, don't think too hard about it. Trust that gut. Trust that impulse. Whatever it is that's got you excited and that gets you out of bed and that is raising your vibration, go for it. And two, keep that, you know what, and that's perfect. Thank you, Queen of Wands. If you are feeling overwhelmed in all this, keep calm. Keep calm, because that's what the Queen of Wands is about. She's my card. She's cool as a cucumber. In all this, because really now, in this scenario here, because usually this is just a fire. This is a fire that's fueling your abundance. This is an abundance fire right here, Aquarius. So I know how this is gonna sound, but you follow the journey, because look at that. You know, you would think people seeing this fire, she's just like, no, everything's cool. This is my abundance. This is like, and you would think your abundance being on fire would be bad. It is not, because that's what others are thinking. You are in control. You are in command of this. This is yours to work with. Because again, like I said, I didn't paint this out for you. This is the energy that you brought me. This is all you. It's all you all day. fortune. All you, all day. Sorry, that was aggressive. I'm so excited. So I need to, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, because look at this. This is every time I've done. I can't tell you how many times I've done this scenario where I'm like, ching-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. That's the abundance falling out of the sky. But normally I'm talking. I've always had to talk about like a metaphorical abundance. Now I have it right in front of me, Aquarius. Look at what you brought me. You have 3 cards left in all of it. I have 3 cards to go over left, and look at how much you are drowning in abundance. Drowning in it. And again, don't follow my example. Because I am just really excited for you. I'm just seeing this for the first time, so you have to bear with me. If you've been in this and you've been trying to feel, it's before I move on to your higher self, I really am feeling just like believe in yourself, like Naruto, believe it, because and I don't know where that came from, but I'm rolling with it because that's what we do. We don't think that hard about it. We just roll with it. Hold on. Come on, higher self, bring it home. 3 of Swords. Oh, the Priestess and the Death card. Now, before I talk about these two, love it. I get it. I get it where, because this is a lot. This is a whole lot. You see how it's affecting me. I can't deny that it's a lot. And if you don't know what to do with all that, if you're just like, Justin, I have all these options, where do I start? That's got you bummed out. That it does, and it's got you in a place where you're just like, you are so overwhelmed. This is too much. Just like, I want to do great things with all of this. I really say just start somewhere. Like that's the best I feel like that I could say. And I don't know why I'm trying to do it by myself, because this is what your higher self wants you to know, that it feels you on this. It feels your sorrow in this, and that's and to say and it's kind of, I don't want to say it's weird that you feel sorry, or that you feel sorry, that you're feeling sorrow, because there's so much goodness here that maybe in this overwhelm, you don't know where to start, and you're painting this beautiful picture in you're painting it with this brush when you should be painting it with this brush. And I know, right. But I'm trying to think of a unique way to convey this. This is where we need to be in all this. When you're not sure, because wow. Okay, yeah, let's really get it into view here. Let's say we haven't gotten this clarity yet. Let's say we're still kind of trying to Queen of Swords in all of this. Let's say we haven't gotten that clarity yet. You know what the High Priestess does in all this? She feels it out, because she's like the moon. And man, I'm gonna go into some moon stuff, but she's feeling out the energy, because that's the thing with life. It's good stuff, bad stuff, because you remember we were in kind of heavy stuff. We were in the introspective side, and now look at that. We're coming on this other side here. We're coming on the other end, where we have to deal with that goodness. But you know what? Either way, the Priestess knows how to manage that. She represents that pillar between between that spirituality and the physical realm. She exists. Her bread and butter is thriving in that forever change, that Ouroboros. That is the Priestess. And how does she do that? Because she is intuitive as all get out, and she really trusts that. She is her higher self. They have become one. This marriage, she's done it. And look at how happily married she is. She is a happy party of one, and she is doing it. And that's where I feel like what I'm trying to get with that is just really just trust it. Trust that instinct. Because okay, let's say you start here. Okay. And but you want to do this stuff too. Okay, well, if we start at this 10 of Cups, then we can Queen of Discs, then we can Princess of Discs, apply a little strength, that'll apply that. you know, and then mess around with it, because that's the thing too with the future. If things don't work out quite like you planned, shelve it, because you still have so much more to work with. Don't look at it as, oh my gosh, what do I do? Look at it, let's you know what, let's change. Let's start transforming. Let's really come into our potential, because that's what the death card is about. And what an appropriate card to get during Scorpio season, which I think you've been getting it all the time. So let's get to this place where we're not fighting the change anymore, where we are getting into that, where this is not such a sorrowful time, you know, where we're not just like, oh my gosh, this blows. No, this is beautiful what's going on here. You know what, we can go ahead and let's just move back over here, Aquarius, because you know what, he's not here. But this is classic. If that is resonating with you, where you have all these options and you're not sure where to go, this is classic Prince of Swords, where he's not trusting his gut. You know, he's just kind of like, he's just going where he's just not sure. It's just like, go, and it's just like, okay, well, where? And it's just like, you know, it's like you looking back at yourself. Where do you want to go? It's hard to explain it when he's not here, but it's just like, what I'm really am trying to bring home is just like, sometimes I feel like this is all encompassing abundance, you know. So figure out, establish a foundation first, you know, but just start somewhere. What better place to start? I say, if you need a place to start, really, the Fool is a great. Oh, you're not the Fool. The Fool, pardon that. The Fool is a good place to start, in the sense of just like, what's getting you out of bed? What's the first thing that you're thinking about? What's the first thing that you're really excited about when you're like, I'm serious, when you first open your eyes? What's the first thing on your mind to tackle, other than like your standard morning routine? You know, what is it like? What's that thing? What's that thing that's driving the day? And once you get that, all of this, I really feel like it's going to fall into place very nicely for you, Aquarius. So I hope that resonates with you. Yeah, I hope that resonates with you. If you haven't already, please subscribe, share, like, tell all your friends, do all those YouTube things. And to really kind of help you along with all of this, because sometimes it's, yeah, you can't. I understand. I'm the same way. If I have too many options, I'm just like, you know what, bye. Like, I won't even be bothered. That, or I'm just gonna, you know, well, different things. But I just want you to go out there and pick something. But check your moon, check your rising. Let me not force it. And this week we are checking our North Node. Justin, what is a North Node? Why are we even talking about that? I'll tell you why. Because it popped up on Celestial News Weekly. So, just so you're all clear, I'm telling everyone this. I'm still bringing the energy for Celestial News Weekly, just because, like, I love Celestial News Weekly. Why not? But I'm running out of. What was that? What was this? Like, what are we doing? I'm running out of hands. I'm running out of things to do with the hands. I need like 4 more arms for this to even be slightly interesting. Because I was like, how long am I going to be doing that for? Ooh, that's going to be a tall order. I feel like one of those flight guys, which I still don't know what they're called. So I'm off to a bad start, but it's fine. Because, let me tell you why. You know what? Nature my problem. Let's jump into the news. Because big stuff this week. In this, make the most of it, because we are on the 8th, and I'm so excited. Oh, where'd she go? Huh! On the 8th, guess who's, because she represents the moon, but the full moon is going to be there's going to be a total full moon lunar eclipse on the 8th. And I'm really excited just because I'm a Cancer and my ruler is doing the most right now, and I'm so with it. And you should be too. Because the full moons in general, this is a good time for just like releasing and manifesting stuff. So just like trust that intuition, because that's what she's doing. She represents the moon. The moon is constantly changing, doing stuff. It stays in each sign for like 2.5 2.5 days. So in that time, you know, what better way what better way to channel this energy? Just start manifesting. Just start doing something, you know? Because I feel like your end game is all the same. You want to get to that abundance, to that fulfillment. So as long as you keep that true, it's everything is going to fall into place. And you know what? Don't get thrown off guard because with eclipses coming into the mix, you know, eclipses throw curveballs at us. So it's not to, and it's not doing that to like to deter us. It's just doing that to like, hey, we're making sure that, because look at that, you have two cards, two very intuitive cards here. Um, so I feel like this is really gonna get put, and not, again, not to alarm you, but I feel like this is a good time to, what a good place to practice with this energy here. Get used to feeling the energy more, and feeling what your gut is trying to tell you, so you can get to this Queen of Swords. And okay, last thing. Okay, yes. And last thing with this whole experience going on, because while this is taking place, the moon is going to be in Taurus. So you might be feeling too, maybe some way, maybe why there's a little bit of a drag, or like, you know, we're kind of being a little, trying to be precise in what we're doing, is just because with the moon being in Taurus, it's exalted in Taurus. So, you know, maybe that money matters are going to be a little more to the forefront. You know, we're thinking about this stuff more. Make sure our resources are online. Totally do that, because again, you're, that still doesn't affect that your end game is still abundance, fulfillment, happiness. Doesn't change a thing. It's just, you just got to switch up how you're going to get there. That's all. But with the moon being in that, in the 11th house is what I was trying to get at. This might bring up two challenges with our goals, our objectives, our friendships, and even where we place in like groups and such. So just be, now you know, work with this energy. Absolutely work with it. Now, why I brought up that North Node, because the North Node is going to be, it's in the same position, in the same house sign as the full moon is taking place. So I'm really personally, and this is just intuitively, I really feel like this is a good time, because the North Node represents like our goals. It's called the Dragon's Head, sick, and it shows the work that needs to be done, or any new faculties that we need to acquire in this lifetime. You know, this is, and that's why I say this might help give you the clarity that you need. See where your North Node is, because I like to feel that with this gall going on near the moon and stuff, considering what this full moon and everything that this whole situ, because this is special. I really feel like this whole event, oh, I'm so excited for it, and I do feel like this is going to be a really good time for just some really great manifesting. Just like, tr- I won't tell you what to do, but trust me on that. I really am, because I'm really am feeling connected with the moon right now. This is this Cancer's ruler. You know, I just I'm on one. The moon's got me cranked up, and I'm so with it. And let me tell you what else the moon is doing, because of course I'm going to talk more about the moon because it's incredible. I just wanted to talk about some void of course stuff. This is going to be real quick. Because with the moon, with it, when it transitions, I think I had mentioned the moon stays in each sign for about 2.5 days, and during when it's doing that transition, that's known as the void of course. It usually lasts. It's never longer than it, or as far as I know, it's not longer than a day. The longest one that I've seen so far is when Scorpio was or when it was transitioning from Scorpio to Sagittarius, and that took like 19 hours. And during this time, the moon just kind of wanders. I know how that sounds, but it's one of those things. You know what? The moon minds his business. I mind my business. You know, what it's doing when it's void of course. It's the moon's business. But this is a good time for taking some time to recharge, you know, kind of some quiet introspection. And it's also a time to, you know, during these times, and this is not to say this because that like, you know, that astrology rules your life or anything. It's just working with the energies. But it's just something to pay attention to. Because during the void, of course, sometimes plans either have a tendency to change or maybe even fall through. It's just harder to kind of pin things down. So just during that time, when that happens, just something to be mindful of, or just something to pay attention to. See how that energy works with you. And the days that it's going to be void of course this week, is going to be November 9th. It'll be void of course from 6 a.m. to 7:36 a.m. So about an hour 36 minutes. And then from on the 11th of November, it'll be from 4:28 p.m. to 6:21 p.m. So a little under 2 hours. So yeah, just pay attention to how that energy works for you, and let me know how that goes. Because yeah, I've been getting more kind of just in tune with where the moon's at and all this stuff, and it's super cool. Okay, some aspects, and then your surprise card. I'm gonna get you out of here. Um, the sun is conjunct with Mercury. And during this time, this is kind of shining a light on all of our mental processes. So this is a good time for conversations, negotiations, meetings, contracts. It's just a really good time for that. Our communication and all of that is just like really on point. And I always talk about my good friends here, my little gem friends here, and how they just, you think they're just sitting here, just sitting pretty. Well, no, they're actually assisting with this energy here. And so, some gem, this is something I'm going to start sneaking in here on Celestial News Weekly. Some stones you might want to consider in assisting with dealing with these energies. At least with the sun conjuncting Mercury. Got a good old sunstone here. You get to use your quartz. You know, good stuff. Next, Mercury is going to be opposed to the North Node, which, yes, it can totally do that. Because, yeah, it could totally do that. I could break down why, but that'll be a whole thing. But this is a time, if you've been feeling, and you might even be feeling this too on top with Mars retrograde as well, it kind of can be feeling like as a time, you're original thinker, you're innovative. We talked about this. That's the nature of your problem, how innovative you are, and finding that innovation. But, it might be feeling like the timing can be off on these things. And like, you're feeling like out of sync in the world and things aren't just taking off like they're supposed to. Maybe it even feels like your stuff has been under like an intense magnifying glass and just like hyper scrutinized and just over criticism, overly criticized. And I don't feel like that's the case. With this energy going on, it's more so trying to. It's just like how I say at the beginning. If someone's coming at you with some critiques or advice or whatever, you take what resonates with you, you leave the rest with them, and then you keep it moving, and then you keep that growth. And then who knows, maybe something they said else along the line, it'll click later. It'll resonate when it's supposed to. But otherwise, just like how, because man, I would never force any of this stuff on you if you're not, same kind of thing. Don't force other people's advice on yourself. If it's not working for you, trust your gut. I did this for, well, I took a picture like this for Capricorn, but, trust your gut. Absolutely. And if you need, let me finish up what this is about. Because this is no, that's it. Okay, last thing. She got me all messed up. It's not your fault. I did that. No. Staying focused. Venus is squared Saturn. Last thing. And this might bring up issues with relationships. We don't have any issues, girl. But this might bring up issues with like relationships as far as like who do we let in and who do we open up to. It's like a time of like reestablishing boundaries. And it could also be too. I've also been saying it's not necessarily to boundaries with other people as far as like keeping people at arm's length, shutting them out. But maybe you just need to like take a little time and take some void of course time, just focus on yourself, do that introspection, but this is a good time to just reestablish some boundaries. If you haven't been feeling, let's say the vibrations have been normal or lower than normal on some ends, it's just like, hey, I got a lot of stuff I'm manifesting right now and I want to help, but I gotta focus here first, and then once I get my stuff off the ground, bet that stuff's gonna permeate, don't worry, it's coming. So however that you need to do that. And some good, with the previous one, I'm all over the place. Quartz. Oh, you might not be able to see it. Quartz. That'll help you with that opposition, Mercury opposing the North Node. And I don't have any friends yet. I got to make some new friends. But for this energy, with the Venus and Saturn, opal and onyx. Those are going to be some good crystals to work with during that time. So, yeah. I hope that makes sense, Aquarius. Let me pull your, I appreciate you sticking with me. Let me pull your surprise card, and well, yes. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yes. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords, and let me tell you why I'm excited. Mindfulness. I know, I feel like you've had this card before, but you had to sneak in a little bit of, you had so much abundance, You were asking for a little mindfulness, but here it is. Because the Eight of Swords, this is getting in our own way. You know, this is, okay, you have all these options here. You're overwhelmed. You're like, well, what do I do? How do I don't want to. You see what happened there? You just stagnated. And that's, you just got in your own way. And that's what the Eight of Swords is bringing up. You know, this is a card of what mental things are we telling ourselves that is blocking us from getting to our abundance. You know, what is it that we're telling ourselves? Is it that, are you really overwhelmed by the options? Is it or is it something deeper than that? You know, really. And again, like, because this is a safe space. You know, last notes here. You got some good stuff coming here, Aquarius. Like, I really, and I get where you want to do it all. You totally can. Space it out. But you have to start somewhere, because otherwise you're just going to stay here. We're going to stay in this, we're going to stay where we're in our heads too long. And we don't, this is one of Gemini's cards. I'm a Gemini moon, I get it. Where you want to overanalyze things, where you want to think, you want everything to be perfect, you know, in what you want to achieve. But just as you've seen on this channel, nothing is perfect. You just got to work with the energy. You got to work with it and just improve. Because look at that. Every week, you know what? I was like lagging, not like my first couple of weeks. Look at that. Crystal clear. We're growing. And that's what I want you to see too. But I want you to just take that first step. You take that first step, you're going to be gravy. Everything, it's going to... Fortune. Because literally, fortune just fell out on this table. That's what you brought to me today, was fortune. So go out and claim that, okay? Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it, Aquarius. Stay safe out there. Really make the most of this energy. Keep raising that vibration, Soul Tribe, and I will catch you on the next one later.